morning, I am Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Prime Minister K.V. Sharma Oli says his government all poised to take the Netra Vikram Chand-led group under control by mid of April. Nepali Congress charges the government of further fueling the situation by imposing a ban. Nepal Communist Party co-chairman Pushpa Dahal meets with U.S. Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary Alice G. Wells, clarifies his position on Venezuelan political crisis. Israel carries out strikes on Hamas targets in Gaza Strip hours after a rocket hit north of Tel Aviv. U.S. President Donald Trump denounces the latest attack. And Nepal suffers a 1-0 defeat against Kuwait in the second international friendly played last night. Let us now begin with the latest national political update. Prime Minister K.V. Sharma Oli has said that the government would take the Netra Vikram Chand-led group, Nepal Communist Party, under control by mid of April. Addressing a parliamentary party meeting, Prime Minister Oli accused the Biplab outfit of taking advantage of the government's leniency and clarified that the government would put an end to the group's extremist and destructive activities by mid-April.
विप्लव समूह हामी मेरो विचारमा लगभग चैत्र महिनाभित्र हामी विप्लव समूहको अतिवादी विध्वंसात्मक क्रियाकलापलाई नियन्त्रण गरिसक्छौँ.
Prime Oli, who is also the chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, stated that it would be unacceptable for the government to excuse a party that was carrying what he said a hit list of communist leaders. Prime Minister Oli also warned of putting the party's leaders in jail if they do not come into mainstream politics.
फलानु नेता मार्न खटाउने वा फलानु नेता मार्न खटाउने वा फलानु यस्ता कहरू नकली कहरू यो कुरा त्यो छोड्दिन सकिँदैन र हामी नकली कको हत्या गर्छौँ र त्यसलाई राष्ट्रिय राजनीतिको मूलधारमा ल्याउँछौँ. सहज आउनुहुन्छ भने आउनुहुन्छ, होइन भने जेलमा बसेर आउनुहुन्छ.
Prime Oli had vented ire at communist group Biplab's activities while concluding the winter session of the parliament as well. Prime Oli gave an hour-long orientation to lawmakers who were heading for their home districts at the winter session in a bid to boost their morale. Likewise, he also assured that the peace process would conclude at the earliest and that the party integration of Nepal Communist Party would complete as soon as the co-chairman Pushpa Dahal returns from the United States. Prime Oli also urged the lawmakers to put forth plans for the central, provincial and local levels in the upcoming monsoon session that does not contradict with one another. The parliament's next session is set to begin a month later. Now moving on, the main opposition Nepali Congress has charged the government of further fueling the situation by imposing a ban on Biplab group. During the parliamentary party meeting of Nepali Congress held at Singhadarbar, the party chief whip Balkrishna Khad stated that it was a blunder on the part of the government to ban the Biplab-led group. Meanwhile, Nepali Congress also called on the Biplab-led band outfit to give up violence and join mainstream politics.
हिंसाको माध्यमलाई परित्याग गरेर चाहिँ राष्ट्रिय राजनीतिको मूल प्रभावमा आउनुस्, लोकतान्त्रिक प्रक्रियामा आउनुस् भनेर चाहिँ हामीले नेपाल कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी विप्लव समूह लगायत सबै पार्टीहरूलाई चाहिँ हाम्रो पार्टीको तर्फबाट आग्रह पनि छ. तर सरकारले अहिले जुन खालको निषेधको चाहिँ राजनीति गर्न खोजेको छ, निर्वाचन आयोगमा उहाँहरूको पार्टी दर्ता पनि छैन, हैन, उहाँहरूको हिंसात्मक गतिविधिलाई चाहिँ रोक्न सरकारले सक्नुपर्छ. तर पार्टीलाई नै चाहिँ प्रतिबन्धित अवस्थामा लगेर झनै उत्तेजित बनेर चाहिँ युद्ध निम्त्याउने, दण्ड निम्त्याउने, फेरि चाहिँ विस्फोटक र हिंसात्मक गतिविधिलाई चाहिँ सरकारले चाहिँ उछाल्ने खालको जुन निर्णय गरेको छ, त्यो निर्णयसँग हाम्रो सहमति छैन.
Likewise, the Congress meeting also concluded that Prime Minister K.V. Sharma Oli was trying to centralize power and gaining autocratic stature with every passing day in the office. The opposition camp also charged the Prime Minister of clipping the rights of the people. Nepali Congress said that the government was not responsible to the parliament during the entire winter session. Now, co-chairman of the ruling Nepal Communist Party, Pushpa Kamal Dahal, held a meeting with United States Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary Alisa G. Wells yesterday. The meeting between Dahal and the senior U.S. diplomat who looks after the Bureau of South and Central Asian Affairs at the State Department comes nearly 2 months after Dahal strongly criticized the stance of the United States of America on the Venezuelan political crisis. The statement had also invited diplomatic tension between Nepal and the United States. Dahal, who has been in the United States for the past 1 week in course of his wife Sita Dahal's treatment, held a meeting with the U.S. official in a bid to clear any misunderstanding he had with the United States. It is learned that Dahal clarified his position on the Venezuelan political crisis. Dahal's daughter and his private secretariat posted a picture on Facebook after the meeting. Reacting to the political development in the oil-rich country, Dahal had described the act of U.S. and its allies as unacceptable intrusion in internal affairs and an attempt of imperialist coup in his statement. Immediately after Dahal issued the statement, the United States Embassy in Nepal asked the government to make clear its official position on the matter. The U.S. Department of State had separately summoned Nepal's ambassador to Washington, D.C., Arjun Karke, for clarification on the issue. Now, the third session of the federal parliament has missed out on majority of the laws needed to be addressed that are seen in the implementation of federalism, despite having approved of almost 24 laws. As the parliament has left many laws unaddressed, the complications witnessed in implementation of federalism do not seem to be solved anytime soon. We can take the case of non-endorsement of the Peace and Security Bill by the winter session, affecting security mechanisms at the center and the local levels. The Peace and Security Bill had incorporated top issues in terms of the country's Central Security Command and the management of security at all 3 levels. Based on the proposed provision, the Chief District Officer will represent at the Security Association and all security units would operate actively in all the districts. Province 2 has protested against such a provision and is looking to establish a parallel security mechanism. Likewise, the provincial and local levels have not been able to use their authority as the parliament has not decided on issues like police adjustment and the unit that will monitor the operation of the Nepal Police and provincial police.
प्रहरी प्रशासन को अब्सोल्युट राइट प्रान्तलाई दिएछ र प्रहरी ऐन आउँदाखेरि के भनेछ भने केन्द्रले त्यहाँको तोक्दिने प्रमुख तोड्दिने कुन दर्जा कुन व्यक्ति जब प्रदेशले त्यो केन्द्रले नि तोक्ने हो भने त के गर्छ त प्रदेश त्यहाँ प्रदेश प्रहरीको नियमन नियन्त्रण सञ्चालन सिडिओ लगाइदियो अनि प्रदेशका गृह मन्त्री के गर्छन् त
The Parliament also failed to conclude on the bills for Service Commission, Adjustment and Federal Employee Service Commission Act, which have direct bearings on the implementation of federalism. There are still around 44 drafts or laws that various ministries are working on. These laws are expected to aid in the implementation of federalism. Meanwhile, the Parliament has yet to show any initiative in reviewing around 25 of the drafts that have already been submitted. 16 Rohingyas had entered Nepal from Myanmar seeking refuge 7 years ago. However, the number has now increased to more than 300. Most of them are children. While Nepal is yet to recognize them as refugees, the financial aid provided by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees UNHCR has been reduced as well. In the absence of financial assistance, the Rohingyas have also been set a deadline to leave their rented land. All of such challenges have risked the future of their children. The children in the camp get all excited when they see new people with cameras, though the entire place is poorly maintained. Children in the camp can be seen eating breads in the polluted place. Their face reflects the expectation of gifts from new people. This camp is located near the Ram Mandir in Kapan, Kathmandu. Rohingyas who reached Nepal seeking refuge had been living in this area for the past 7 years, but now have been compelled to leave the land. The landlord has asked them to vacate the space in 7 months. However, they are not sure about their next destination. A single Rohingya family has the list of 5 children in the camp. UNHCR had been providing 17,000 rupees per year for the schooling expenses of the children, but the amount has been reduced, thus risking the future of these children. 5 Rohingya men had reached India from the Kathmandu camp seeking job opportunities but ended up being arrested, which has further left their children stranded. Problems have piled up for the Rohingyas seeking refuge in Nepal, as the government is yet to recognize them as refugees. Nepal and Japan have reached an agreement regarding sending Nepalese workers to Japan through government network. Joint Secretary at the Labour Ministry Ramprasad Khemire and Japanese Ambassador to Nepal Masamichi Saigo signed an agreement yesterday at the presence of Minister for Labour, Employment and Social Security Gokarna Vista. Based on the agreement struck, Japan will take both skilled and unskilled workers for 14 sectors including agriculture, hotel, industries, security and nursing. Likewise, in order to protect the applicants from being cheated by middlemen, the two sides have agreed on taking language and skill tests of the applicants through units under direct control of the two governments. The two sides will also form a technical team to determine the number of workers that Nepal will send on an annual basis and the investment amount required to send them. The agreement has also clarified that Nepalese workers would receive salaries equivalent to Japanese workers. Likewise, skilled workers would be given working visas of more than 5 years and would also be allowed to take their families with them. Social and financial constraints often affect the plans of female entrepreneurs. However, despite the challenges, several women in Nepalganj are trying to establish a market for their products as they participate in an exhibition at Nepalganj. In this context, we asked the female participants at the exhibition regarding the type of challenges they have to go through while operating businesses. Let us now take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
एउटा समस्या छ बजार व्यवस्थापन छैन, दोस्रो समस्या छ आर्थिकको समस्या छ, तेस्रो छ उनीले ठाउँसम्म पुगेन सम्बन्धित निकायसम्म पुग्नलाई उनले बाटो देखाएको छैन, चौथो भनेको उनले कहाँ गएर बेच्ने अप्ठ्यारो लाज मानेर घरबाट बाहिर ननिकल्न सक्ने समस्या छ।
यस्तै चलन छ कि महिलाहरू धेरै बाहिर ननिकल्ने अनि घरमा बस्ने अनि लाज मान्छ अनि पुरुषको अगाडि जाने उनले लाज लाग्छ अनि बोल्ने पनि गाह्रो भइरहेछ अनि कसरी आफ्नो सामानको वो गर्ने त्यही
सामान उत्पादन गरेर पनि बजारीकरण नहुँदा एउटा कुरा, एउटा आफूले बनाउन चाहेको र चाहेको सामान नभेट्नु।
इन्डियन अचारै खुवाउँछौँ नि हामीले, आफूले खाने होइन के रे अरूलाई खुवाउने हो, के भएर के स्वास्थ्यको के ख्याल राख्नु पर्यो र अरूको लागि भनेर भन्नुभयो। सोधे के ठुल्ठुलो होटलमा सोध्यौँ हामीले तर भन्नुभयो।
खास गरी घरेसी समस्या हुन्छ, आर्थिकको समस्या हुन्छ, अन्त निस्कँदा अफिसियली समस्याहरू हुन्छन्।
सिप धेरै छ महिलाहरूमाथि तर उनीहरूले बजारीकरण गर्न सकेको छैन।
ठाउँ सानो छ, हेर्नुहोस् नेपालगञ्ज सहर सानो तर व्यवसाय एउटै किसिमको व्यवसाय धेरैले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यसबाट अलि अगाडि बढ्नलाई गाह्रो।
जेन्ट्सको पसलमा जति पनि महँगो हालेर किन्न सक्छन् तर लेडिजको पसलमा के हुन्छ भने चाहिँ अलिकति आफूले लेडिजलाई अलिकति कम गरेर दिउँ, अलिकति रेट कम गर्छौँ, अर्कोचोटि आउनु भन्ने सोचिन्छ तर त्यो चाहिँ तिनीहरूले बुझ्दैनन्, जति गरे पनि जेन्ट्सकै पसलमा हुन्छ।
It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what is your take on lawmakers of provincial assemblies not taking PAN numbers? Your options are A, trying to dodge taxes, B, carelessness, and C, lack of information. The voting is on. You can type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and then send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. With this, let us move on to the sports news.
Sports news.
Nepal suffered a 1-0 defeat against Kuwait in the second international friendly played last night. The first friendly match had ended in a goalless draw. Kuwait scored the only goal of the match in the 29th minute as Yusuf Nassar converted a penalty. The hosts dominated both the matches as Nepal's goalkeeper Kiran Chemjong had made more than 10 saves in the first match as well. The two international friendlies were a good opportunity for Nepal head coach Johan Kalin to assess the standard of the team, which included several new faces. Nepal could not create good goal-scoring opportunities in both the matches, and the major weakness was in maintaining possession. Coach Kalin faces several challenges in creating a balanced team, going by the Nepalese squad's performance in the two friendlies. Now, Kings 11 Punjab has made a winning start at the Indian Premier League this season with a 14-run win against Rajasthan Royals in the match played last night. Punjab lost the toss and were put to bat first in the match played at Sawai Man Singh Stadium in Jaipur, where they scored 184 runs for the loss of 4 wickets in 20 overs. Chris Gill was impressive for Punjab as he scored 79 runs, including 8 fours and 4 sixes. Sarfaraz Khan scored 46, while Mayank Agrawal added 22. Ben Stokes picked 2 wickets for Rajasthan, while Dhawal Kulkarni and Gautam shared a wicket each. In reply, chasing the target of 185 runs for victory, Rajasthan were held at 170 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in 20 overs. Josh Butler scored 69 runs, but his departure in controversial circumstances triggered a dramatic batting collapse as Rajasthan fell short by 14 runs. Delhi Capitals take on Chennai Super Kings in the match slated for tonight. And before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories one more time. Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli says his government all poised to take the Bikram Chand group under control by mid-April. Nepali Congress charges the government of further fueling the situation by imposing a ban. Nepal Communist Party co-chairman Pushpa Kamal Dahal meets with U.S. Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary Alice G. Wells, clarifies his position on Venezuelan political crisis. Israel carries out strikes on Hamas targets in the Gaza Strip hours after a rocket hit a house north of Tel Aviv. U.S. President Donald Trump denounces the latest attack. And Nepal suffers a 1-0 defeat against Kuwait in the second international friendly played last night. Nepal concedes the only goal on penalty. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will air at 11 a.m. Keep watching Kantipur Television SD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a great day ahead.